Good evening, and hopefully you've had a good trading day today. It's currently 1:50 p.m. Eastern Time, and my trading day's pretty much done. It was all a green day, and I had one little hiccup this morning where I took a trade by mistake, and I quickly got out of that for a very small loss. So I'll ignore that one. But the rest of the trades are all green. I took 3 trades overall. I used the ranges. I used the levels which I posted this morning, which is 4300 level to 4305 level, or just a little bit above that area, which is off screen. And that was my main watch. I was also watching this area here because of the pivot from last night or this morning. So that's my area there I was watching as well. And in the meantime I was watching the 5-minute chart, and I could see this area of supply and resistance, support and resistance playing, and so I thought I'd take a trade here, but I was just waiting for the right time to take it on the open. Right, I'll go into more detail. So my first trade was on the ES futures, the MES futures. I saw this candle come up to this supply area, which has been bouncing off there. It's bounced off there, there, and there. And the first candle I got in, I waited. I saw the tail. Then I saw the second candle on the 5-minute. I got in on the 5-minute, but I was watching the 2-minute, and I saw the slightly lower volume as well, so I didn't think it was going to break out, and I got in just about there, around about that area there, which is about 42.77, I think it was 42.78, and I ran it down to the VWAP. I got out on VWAP because I saw this candle bouncing around, and it was more of just a very quick scalp. And the area I was really watching was around here, so I waited. I saw this bottom tail, and I waited for this candle to finish, and my entry was about there, which is 42.68, I think it was. So it might have been a bit higher. I think it was around about there. I rode it all the way up, and I left a runner, which I then stopped out on the edge of this zone. So this, because I thought it was going to bounce back, which we saw that tail, that topping tail candle. So I thought this was the area, and I got out. I think I must have got out about there. So that's fine. So then I was watching for another short, and it broke through this area, and I had my eyes set on this 618 area, and I was trying to short. I took a very small short here as a starter position because of the 50% retracement, and I'll show you the retracement. That was based on today's low and yesterday's high. So we had a 50% and a 60%. So those are the areas I was watching as well. So I shorted just there. Again, it was only a small position. I wasn't confident. It wasn't one of my main areas which I specified in my trading plan this morning. So it was, I think it was just one contract or maybe 2 contracts, and I got out right on here. So it's quite a good trade. In fact, I got out just before I got out on that, on the which I thought was a support area. So a nice little scalp. And then I was waiting for another short, and then it dawned on me, I keep going against the trend, and that was against the trend. That play was broken up, and so instead of getting out, I decided to, instead of trying to find a short, I saw it coming back into this area here, which was resistance, which is now no longer resistance, it's now support. And so I think I got in just below that area on the top as the candle came back up. That was a full size position as well. It was 2 contracts there and 2 contracts there, and I had 4 to come out. And then I took one off there, one off there, one on the 618, round about that area, and then I took one, and then and then it wasn't that one. Then I waited, so my average out was around about here, and I saw it consolidating, and I knew the 618 was there and it's providing support, but I didn't think clearly enough, because obviously it was correcting itself over time and it's coming back to the 20 moving average, and I should have identified the fact that these were moving closer together, the averages. But instead of me waiting, and my stop was at break even anyway, way down here, so I had plenty of space. I saw this candle come in and I panicked, and I think I got out on the very low of that candle. And then I remember speaking to Ron in the trading room, saying to Ron, you know what, I did my old trick again. I didn't let this candle fully complete. I got out as it broke. I saw it breaking out, and in my mind I was thinking, profit, profit, profit. And again, I was way away from my break even point, about there. And instead of me waiting, I just watched it reverse. It did exactly what I explained. So these candles were were correcting themselves over time. The moving averages were moving closer together as well, and then it was breaking out. So what I should have been looking for was an add rather than a reason to get out. I should have been adding probably on the breakout here up into my target area of 4,300. But anyway, I tried not to let FOMO take over, and Ron was quite good. He said, you know, you did the right thing. You got your profit, and I don't want to walk off. Don't want to be revengeful. But I did take one more trade, and we were discussing it as well. I was watching the 4,300 area, and this time I had a plan. My plan was to get a starter position about here. 4,300 was another 2 contracts, so 1 position here, 2 there, and then on the 618 I wanted another 2, and that would give me 5 contracts. I would have stopped out just above the 618, and that would have been a full loss because it's a slightly big zone. But I got my starter position right on the edge of there, and it did what my starter position is designed to do. It stopped me getting FOMO. It came down. I had a plan to get out right on the 618 area, or the old resistance, which is now support, and I got out just there, literally right on the bottom of that candle. So it's a good play. I've got a little bit of FOMO right now because obviously my break-even point was here, and I only had 1 contract. And maybe in the future I'll be sizing up a bit better, so my starter contracts will be 2 or 4 contracts instead of 1. But it came back. It's putting in this lower high, and you know, it's history. I don't want to dwell on it. I'm not, you know, I got my profit. My main profit was made here, and I made a few bonus trades here, and this is a bonus trade as well. So, you know, it's 100% record today, and I'm pleased with what I've done. But I do need to work on my positions a little bit, because maybe my start position shouldn't really be 1. It should be 2 and 2 maybe, and that will stop me getting FOMO, or it's having these 1 contracts and having all or nothing plays. I had no choice but to get out here. Otherwise, if I had 2 contracts, I could have got out here, and I could have left 1 at break even, and then I would have used the next natural area, which would be in the 50. But you know, it's all good. This is all good training and practice, and eventually this will turn out to be a more profitable experience. Right, hopefully you've had a good day trading as well, and